No. No.
How's things, boy?
That was funny. I appreciate that actually, because I was actually thinking of a way to surprise you when you jumped on the call, but I could not
Cock out.
think of anything. But I don't know. I'm not making a thing now. Surprise you when we jump online and connect.
Yeah, just get your dick out.
That's our penis is touching, by the way.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah, just touch and
Well,
hold.
this microphone sort of looks like how I imagine yours does.
Show him. Pull it out. Oh no! Wait, I don't know. It's kind of big though. I don't know. It's chody though. Is that flaccid or is that erect?
It's it's no. This is I don't know, mate. Let's not start the podcast off talking about penises. We'll
I
get
don't
there.
know.
We'll get.
I might just own that. Yeah, it is that big.
Yeah.
How are we this week?
Good, mate. Last fight week of the year, so I'm kind of.
How many times
happy.
did you drink last week?
Last week,
Yeah.
I was quite sick last week, to be honest with you. I had the flu, so I don't know if it was that many. Wednesday, obviously, with Israel and Dan.
Let's hear it. What happened?
It's just a great time.
Because Izzy got back and was like, Oscar. I'm like, what did Oscar do? He's like, Oscar is just. I think you surprised him a little bit.
In a good way or a bad way?
In a good way. That he loves to party, and someone over here likes to dance. So felt like dancing that night. Felt like dancing every night he goes out or whatnot. I don't know, but yeah, like Izzy loves a good time, and
honestly, he was a great hang. I had a great time.
He wants to hang out again. He enjoyed hanging out with you. Is what I'm trying to say.
Do you know?
You impressed him. You impressed him on how hard you could go as well.
I mean, yeah. But I was like, sometimes you just go out almost for the sake of it, especially at like our age, like you've just been out so many times, they all sort of just like whatever. So every so often you'll have a night where you're like, actually, do you know what? Last night was fucking fun.
Yeah.
And that was a really like fun night. I was
one
like,
of those ones. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm getting older now. I'm sort of like, because we used to like just go out like all the time, like Friday, Saturday. We used to. I guess it'll be harder for you doing what you do, also living in Vegas. But yeah, I do like it when one of the nights does stand out, above the rest. Then it makes it
a great
worthwhile.
time. It was a great time. It was good. And then so I drank on the Wednesday, did pub talk with Dan on the Thursday, and then I think I shut it down on Friday night because I was pretty sick on Friday, I think. But yeah, it was all right.
Were you sick at the start of the week and then the drinking made you more sick?
Probably. It's a flu. Everyone over here's got a flu at the moment.
The flu or the new strain?
No. Well, I don't know. Like, I mean, I've tested. I'm negative, but I think it's just a flu. It's just like, COVID doesn't make you shit your pants every 20 minutes, does it? Because that's what this thing has done. But
it's a good one.
I laughed at I was watching your reaction video to UFC 282. I feel like there was no reaction to Paddy or the main event. There was like the two big controversies, and it was just like, oh, whatever.
Yeah, or Izzy got back from Vegas at 6 a.m. that morning.
Yeah, he looked tired.
Yeah. I don't know. For like example, Izzy didn't stay for the fights because there was no one that really commanded his attention to be like, okay, I'm gonna stay and watch. Maybe but yeah, as you saw in that video, he was like laying down for most of it, but for the Ilia Topuria and Bryce Mitchell fight, he set up for, and he was like, I'm watching this, and yeah, that was like a fight of the night, pretty much.
Yeah, let's tell you what, we'll go over that card.
UFC 282 was all finishes up until the co-main and the main.
Yeah.
Raul
Rosas was good. I
thought
was
he was
great. Yeah, I was impressed with him. More impressed with this one than his contender fight. I thought you could see he's grown already.
Yeah.
I think he's like genuinely got a we'll see. But
what weight class is he? Is he's
135?
135, yeah.
He's good, man.
But I don't see him staying at 135 for like,
Well, you're kind of lucky. Like if you're young, you can sort of crush a smaller division, and then
when you grow out of it, you go up.
Big, yeah.
Because what he'll still have 5 years of puberty left.
I guess
18 to 23, you know what I mean? That's a lot of like, Because one thing also about that fight is like, there's teenager strength and then there's grown man strength, you know what I mean?
I thought you were about to say some other sort of strength there.
What? Tell me, I want to hear it now. Huh?
Retard strength.
Oh. Well, that's only bad in the UK, isn't it? Retard?
No, retard's pretty frowned upon everywhere, I think, actually, now. Just not down there where you are.
But yeah, he was very impressive.
Yeah, he was great. I thought Ilia Topuria was a fucking murderer. I thought he looked great too.
Oh, yeah. Even before Ilia, Rosenstrike. Is it Chris Daukaus?
Yeah, Chris has had a rough run.
Just been giving him fucking. He's been, I don't know, pulling the short straw for a while.
He's had a rough go, man. He started off with like 4 wins in a row, and now he's had like 3 KO losses, I think.
Yeah, to what? Lewis, Rosenstrike, and who was the last one? Blades. Yeah. Damn.
Yeah, it's rough, man. But those are 3 guys who can do that to you, So it's like
it's heavyweight.
Yeah. I mean? Yeah, but it's tough, man, because like who do you put him against to get him back on the horse? Do you know what I mean? Like it's a heavyweight, like you said. And if you're a heavyweight now who fights him, you would just think like, well, fuck, I just got to blitz him and then I'll get him out of there. So.
Or maybe he goes to that role of what's it called? Not like a litmus test.
Yeah,
maybe. Know what I mean? And you Contender comes in, they give him to.
He's pretty young, man. He's still like he can pull it back, It's just...
Yeah, but he definitely needs some easier bookings. All right, let's get to Bryce Mitchell versus Ilia Topuria, since you want to delve into that so deep.
Yeah, I thought Ilia looked amazing, man. I thought Ilia, obviously, like I think he's ranked number 10 now, but he's also, you can tell by someone's skill set if they're like genuinely going to be really good or not. So Ilia, like I can't imagine fights between him and Max Holloway, him and Arnold Allen, like those are banger fights, dude. Ilia Topuria is a savage. I really like him. I think he's a bit angry. He could calm down
his personality is such a chill. Like fuck it, he's just so.
Yeah, he's a little bit angry all the time, but like I think as a talent, fucking hits hard. Looks good, man. Really good. Like, the way at the end he was just like muscling him down.
Oh yeah,
throwing him around. I was like, good god, dude, this guy's savage.
Yeah, he cracked that first leg kick as well.
Yeah,
took Bryce off his feet. Bryce switched stance. But yeah, Topuria looks like a contender, future champion, and also looks like he's improving as well. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, and he's young. He's like he kind of hate it when guys like sort of miss the mark with their post-fight speech. So he asked for a title shot after he won. It's like that's just not going to happen. And then he asked to like do a fight in Spain. It's like that's not going to happen either.
Does Arnold Allen still have a fight?
No. He called out Brian Ortega as well, which I like that fight too. That's a good fight too.
He called out Brian Ortega. Man, but talking about someone that, I don't know, I felt like after the Dan Hooker fight, Arnold would no longer be like under the radar. I don't know what he was doing wrong, but like, I don't know, it's just like, no one's noticing him. You know what I mean?
I mean, the Calvin Kattar fight was meant to be the one that like put him out there, right? And then Calvin got injured and it kind of screwed it up. But yeah. Maybe Arnold versus Ilia is the move in London. That'd be pretty cool.
But I thought he would have at least gotten like a good rub of Dan, because Dan's a star, Dan's a fan favorite, and But yeah, that's someone that has really gone under the radar like for a criminally long period of time.
Yeah, he's really good, man.
Yeah, really talented. Yeah, featherweight is going to be in a good state after Volk becomes champ. But yeah.
Ooh. And then what did we have? Then we had...
we had Darren Till versus Dricus to Plessis. And I told you last week on this... I just hurt my finger there trying to be all fucking assertive. Do you want to kiss it for me? Kiss my finger. Come on. Go on. What did I tell you last week? Huh?
What
did I tell you last week? Huh?
And it was a rough night for Darren.
There's a lot of momentum. I don't know. Like, yeah, last week I was like, it was a lot of momentum to be going up against. He should have gotten more of a tune-up. Like, I wouldn't have been mad at a Darren Till versus fucking Brett Tavares or something, you know what I mean? I'm not saying Brett Tavares is a tune-up fight, but, like, you know what I mean? It's just...
I see what you're saying, yeah. I mean, maybe... I thought... I don't know, man. I would like...
Let's break it down. Round one, because this bit really... round one really annoyed me and seemed to annoy some other people. Yes, Dricus had him trapped up against the cage, had a wrist lock there for a point, but like I feel like all the time that Darren was, the ref did say he was going to go in there and stop it, but there was too much back and forth between Darren and the ref and all that, instead of like, Darren trying to get out of the position, get his back against the fence and stop eating all those shots. Because that round one was just like, no, it just, seemed a little bit like off, like fuck the ref, like focus on the fight.
Yeah, I'd like to speak to Darren because I'm curious about his leg, man. Because the way he was against the fence and wasn't standing up,
which
I
round?
was like, dude, the first round. Like in the first round, I was like, does his leg not have enough strength to just stand up? Because he was on his knee for so long, and I was like, what's he? Like you said, I was kind of like, what's he waiting for? He seems to just be chilling. The punches obviously weren't hurting him because he was just
banging up his eye. Did you see his eye in the second round?
Yeah, no, it was smacking him, but he clearly didn't feel like fuck. I got to move.
Yeah,
but it was. I was just a bit, I was like, move, dude. I was like, please move, and then he did, and then to his credit, like his toughness was there because in the second round he did well.
He looked really good in the second round.
The second round he did well, man. Like, but then, when Dricus kind of started getting to grips with the left hand timing, he would just duck underneath and get the takedown. And I think that's really where like I was confused. Like Darren's traditionally been a really hard guy to take down, and Dricus seemed to get it down with ease. And I wonder if, Dricus said post-fight that he just thinks Darren is too small for middleweight.
Yeah, I heard Darren. I heard something about Darren blowing his ACL in the first round.
Yeah, I think maybe the first or second.
Because he did get, when he was walking out, there was a clip of him going back to tell Bruce. He tore his ACL, which would also explain why. Because like even in the reaction video, there was that one bit like just watching the fight, Dricus was getting takedowns that he shouldn't have been getting.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, there was that one bit in the video where, like, Dricus just grabs his ankle. And it's, like, not even, like, standing up. And I'm like, he's not supposed to cut this takedown, but he's going to get this takedown. So it seems like, maybe his knee was compromised. And it's just such, like, bad luck, you know what I mean? Like, ACL surgery or, like, any major surgery on your knee or ligament or something, 9 months, out for 15 months, and then fight, and then...
Yeah, I don't know what he's going to do, man. Like, it clearly...
He said he's going to take some time off.
I get the impression... Yeah, but then they're going to call him and they're going to be like, we need you in London, and then they'll pressure him to do that. But I get the impression that... I mean, this is just a guess. I get the sense that, like, things click for Darren in the gym, and then when he goes out there and fights, it doesn't seem to click for him. There seems to be a disconnect.
Gym champions.
Gym champions, and I don't know if it's a confidence thing. I don't know what it is, man. But I think he clearly has skills, but
it shouldn't be happening because he's been under the other bright lights, main event this, main event that, Fort Woodley. Yeah, he's been under the bright lights for a while and performed well. It's not like he's had crappy performances. The pressure's been on. Great fight versus Whitaker.
The Wonder Boy fight was super close. Like,
I don't know. I kind of feel bad for him. I wanted him to get the win, and get things rolling again. But
it's just a struggle though.
And what happened after that one? Ponzinibbio versus Morono.
Ponzinibbio versus Morono, great fight. Ponzinibbio getting the fight, sleeping him, and then obviously the one
that was a weird finish, Like he hit him, and then his like mouth was still like tensed up before the follow-up shot. Like, as he was like, Adrian. I was like, I don't know, man, like could be having like a mini seizure, right? Like just. But I do like that Dana went into the octagon to shake Morono's hand and give him that respect.
It took on like 3 days, right? It was crazy. to be on
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
FaceTime.
So that was
But then obviously the real talking point is Paddy. And
oh hell, what, bruh? I was on form last week with my predictions.
yeah.
I was on form. Let me ask you a question, since you're always coming on your knight in shining armor to defend your fellow Brit. How much do you think Paddy has improved since his debut?
Not at all.
Isn't that a problem?
Yeah, I think it's a problem, man. I think, you know, obviously we're recording this at a time when most people have had their say on it, so maybe we'll be repeating something. But I think anyone trying to compare him to Conor McGregor in terms of like ability at the same sort of point in his career, that needs to stop. You know, like
it's him comparing himself, and then people are just taking those, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and to be honest, I think even this argument that he's like this crazy new star, I think people should probably go look at the actual figures and metrics on videos and see if that's the case, man. Because
I mean, on this card, he was a star. He's still a star. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's
but
he's rising.
Not one of the embeddeds broke 1 million views.
This is true. Oh yeah, this is true. I did notice how some of the numbers were off, like his countdown. But even still, he's still a popular fighter.
He's a popular fighter, I think in terms of live events, he will be an attraction forever. I think people.
I don't know about forever. Like, if he doesn't get his shit together.
No, but I
like,
mean, people always enjoy the buzz of his entrance, and he'll always be like an attraction.
Yeah.
But I do think with the aerial stuff, with the way his fight went, like, rough week for Paddy, man. I really think it didn't do his career a lot of favors, you know, in terms of this meteoric rise.
Yeah, I've been saying this the whole time. Like, you hear fighters say this so often. It's when you get into the UFC that you have to put your foot on the pedal, not fucking be basking and you've had a few fights. Oh, the fans love me. This one, the fans will turn on you like that. Like, I mean, it was so. Yeah, just the same thing since his debut. Striking deep. Even the striking offense is like, you know what I mean?
It's funny, actually. I rewatched his fight about 2 hours ago. I was rewatching it earlier. See, I don't know. But to see if, like, how I would score it if I watched it again. And I scored it the same. I gave it Jared the first round and the third round.
Yeah.
I don't, and not, it wasn't that hard to score, to be honest. But he gets tagged. Paddy gets tagged a lot, and if he fought and if you look at the size of Jared's like half the size of him, I feel like if Paddy fought someone his own size, he's getting fucking knocked out.
Imagine if Drew Dober hit him with those like left hooks, or even like a Brad Riddell, or Jalen Turner. Like, I mean,
Jalen Turner would
murder him.
Bad fight for him.
Bad fight, but it's like, I feel like all the fame and all the stuff, it's like, it's I think he's also got bad people around him. Not bad people, but like, maybe no one is, I don't know, he's not, there's something broken there, you know what I mean? Because I'm sure it's not only the people that are observing that are like, you know, you should be doing this, you should be doing that. Surely there's someone that's there on his team saying, you shouldn't be, you know, on the road this long, you shouldn't be doing X, Y, Z. You're having these short fights. You're not taking damage. You should be in the gym. Blah, 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 blah. I know there's someone that he knows that's saying that, but obviously he's not listening, and it's falling on deaf ears.
Yeah, I think if I was Paddy or his team, I would stop the conversation about star power and be like, we don't need to care about that for a while. Like, now we need to care about fighting.
Yeah.
You know, don't talk about being a star. Don't worry about being a star. Like, that will come. You know, instead of being like, I'm the new star and like people are talking about, like, we'll leave that. We'll get there eventually.
Yeah.
Because he's got holes in his game, man. Like, it's just
one thing that Izzy likes to do is, like, you know, he likes to stay in the gym. If he doesn't have a fight booked, he's just doing, like, you know, skill work, technique work. He is not doing, you know, the VO2 max, the lactic capacity maximum. He's just like, you know, he's just there. He's doing the classes. He's staying in shape. He's doing all that. It's just, you can have goals. You can want to be a star. You can want to be, you know, X, Y, Z, but you can't. You got to be staying in the gym. You got to be just training. Quick turnarounds. Even if you don't do quick turnarounds, You just have to just surround yourself in that environment because it's what got you to where you are. But like, you know, because I doubt he was doing all these extracurricular activities while he was in Cage Warriors. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I just don't know what you do with him. Like, obviously they don't want
You
him
tell
to
him
lose,
to pull his head in. To pull his head in.
But if you're the UFC, like, you don't want him to lose. You're gonna want him to fight in London. Who'd you book him against?
I think even on that UFC front, I think even Dana might have to be like, because I'm sure he would have talked to Dana or something in the, like, you know, backstage or whatnot. I think even Dana could have been like, you know, hey kid, like, you know, say kid a lot, kid, you gotta like, you know, pull it together, or like, you know, give him like, you know, like a, not a warning, but like, you know, some fucking wisdom. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like, because coming from someone like Dana, I think Paddy would be like, you know, more receptive and be like, oh, if Dana is like telling me to pull my head up my ass, then maybe I really am like, you know, fucking.
Chael was saying he wants to see him fight Gaethje.
Oh my god, fucking Chael, eh? But yeah, it's just like, yeah,
that's a rough fight.
it's a Nah, it's a rough fight. I was like, maybe Paddy could take him down or but it's a rough fight. But yeah, I feel like Paddy's just doing. Because obviously I've seen it from the sidelines of like, you know, Izzy coming in doing his debut, and then so I can sort of see.
But like I said, that Izzy's performances were the performances, and the star power have followed.
Yeah,
it wasn't the which is almost the opposite, which what they're doing is like, I'm a star, don't worry about the fighting. I'm a star, like, you know, it's like they're pushing the cart before the horse.
Yeah, but to wrap up the whole Pimblett thing, I think he has the surgery. He does the physio, and then it just goes straight into, I think more like an extended camp where he gets into shape. He stays there. He does the software upgrades, you know, the skills, and then he goes into a camp from there. And I feel like if he does that and they give him, let's say, someone similar to a Jared Gordon, he'll come in and he'll have a great performance.
We'll see if he's got, you know, I'm curious to see how much his weight fluctuates, because I know, like, I don't think he's going to miss weight or anything, but I think his weight fluctuation is an example of his mindset, perhaps, you know, and how he's dedicated and if he's training. So I'm curious to see.
This is all the stuff I've been saying over the last how many months, and now you're just coming here like, we'll see. Before you were like, he's still young, he can fucking run around.
Sorry, Nostradamus. Sorry, I'm stealing your shine, mate. I didn't realize you were stealing my
shine, but I've been trying to hammer these points home to you for a little while now.
I like to take, you know, I'm on the side of the fighters, so I'd like to take their side. So,
what, like, the fighters that you're making money off?
Oh, yeah.
Now, are you a homosexual though? I watched it a couple of hours ago.
Yeah,
I was like, Jesus Christ.
I think Sean knows that I can take his jokes because he seems to just always throw them at me. So
yeah, I think I listened to like 10 minutes of it or something. It was good. It was good.
He's what he is, isn't he? Basically,
an inbred. Main event.
Main event against Darren Cannonier, man, could look a lot like the Pereira fight.
No, Ankalaev fucking Jan.
Yeah. It happened. It was a draw.
But what did you think of the fight, though?
So once it became pretty obvious that Jan was essentially too tired to kick him again, and Magomed could just take him down, you sort of knew how it was going to play out, right? Like once round 4 started and Magomed took him down and held him down, you knew how it was going to go. So there wasn't a lot of like suspense there. So I felt kind of like, you know, they didn't train for 5 rounds. They only trained for 3 rounds. But true. I thought a tie was very harsh to Ankalaev.
Oh, poor tie as well.
What?
Oh no, that's one card. Was that the same card or card before?
No, that was fucking a week ago, 2 weeks ago.
That's right.
But yeah, you know, poor tie. But no, I thought Ankalaev was unlucky with the draw, but I also didn't really care that much.
And then the fallout afterwards, the fucking, what's that guy's name? Calling out Dana. The Chechen fucking...
Oh, Kadyrov.
Kadyrov. The nigga, the homie Kadyrov.
That was wild, wasn't it? Yeah. It's a very interesting sport we operate in.
But what about even like the whole fucking Jamal Hill versus Glover thing?
I mean, like, to me, that's a similar fight to Magomed.
No, but the whole way they just did it in the back room and just fucking boom. Wouldn't make fights on the night of the fights, but on this time...
Well, they needed something for Brazil, man. I guarantee, like...
Yeah, but to pull it out of the press conference like 5 minutes after the fight...
Yeah, it's just like...
Like, you don't care because all you do is just use the fighters and you just make money out of the fighters and you don't care about how the fighters feel.
I'm going to Rio and I needed that card to get something, so I'm over the moon. I'm glad that it got a new pay-per-view main event.
I hope you don't run into fucking Anthony Smith anytime soon.
I was texting Anthony yesterday, actually. I said,
what did he say? Oh, I hope he doesn't hear this then. And your lack of compassion. Huh?
Listen.
For the fighters who put their blood, sweat, and tears for you to fucking come in and clickbait your way to millions.
Oh, just fucking rolling in the money. I don't know why I did that to signify money, but yeah, no, I just, you know.
I mean, it was kind of wild. And shout out to John Anik as well for fucking saving Anthony Smith.
Sure.
Anik is the man.
Sure.
Anik is the man.
Yeah.
Because he almost let my question through at the media day before that fucking piece of shit cuck came and cut me off. What's his name? I made so enemies that last trip. Do you know his name?
I don't know which one.
Fuck you, little fucking white skinny man in your ponytail and whatever else you looked. And fuck you, Mitch, as well, if you're watching.
Jeez.
What else was there? What else happened? Oh yeah, Aftermath, Paddy versus Ariel. We didn't even talk about that. What do you think of that anyway? Paddy versus Ariel. Break down the matchup for me.
I think Ariel's hour-long response was pretty detailed, and I think that, not a good week for Paddy and his manager. That's what I think.
I don't know. I kind of feel like,
I'm not even like, by the way, for what it's worth, I'm not actually against like Pat, not for it or against it. Like, I understand why as a fighter you might think these guys are making money off me, like there should be a business transaction. But if you feel like that, don't be surprised when no one wants to pay you for your time.
Yeah.
And wants to ridicule you for it. That if you want to play that game of like capitalism in the workspace or something, then don't be.
No, I mean it's an exchange. You go on the platform, exposed to the audience in your sport. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you swap it out for your time. It's not like a one-sided thing where you get nothing in return. You know what I mean?
Well, also the media, in terms of interviews and stuff like that, is essentially like fueling an economy.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
Without the media interviews, there's no storyline to the fights. There's no storyline to the fights. There's no attention on the fighters. It's an economy that you just kind of have to give your time to perpetuate said economy.
Yeah.
I think it's a little bit. I think, you know, in terms of star power and stuff like that, I just think they're running a little bit before they can walk. You know, I don't think they're there yet to be like demanding interviews and stuff like that.
See,
and also,
I feel like, well, two things there, because in Ariel's response, him pointing out the fact that, and I didn't know about this until he said it, how he brought Paddy on after his loss in Cage Warriors and still put him on the platform and doing all of that, which is a fucking G move. But I feel like it's his manager that is, I don't know. I guess it's the combination of Paddy and who he is and where he sees himself and where he wants to go. I feel like he needs a manager that's more stern, because I feel like his manager is falling in love with that 20%, which is why Paddy is doing, I feel like, more things to try and make money than to actually advance his career. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think I've ever met Graham, but I mean, what you said is like that's what Ariel said, right? That if his manager worded his stuff better and was perhaps a bit more polite, it wouldn't have been such a big. Come on,
I'm getting in shape actually. I had pads today. My fitness is getting better. The kilos are coming off. Starting to look a little bit leaner, so I'm excited.
Yeah.
Okay, this
Top
weekend
figure.
in fights, who do we have? We have Cannonier versus
Sean Strickland, Cannonier, Bobby Green, Drew Dober.
So those are the 2 fights that we are looking for.
Bobby Green says if he wins, he wants to fight Dan in Perth.
Dan Hooker. Ooh,
like
that's
that
a
fight.
good fight. I like that fight.
I like that
too.
fight.
I like that fight. I guess if he wins and he comes out unscathed.
I like that fight, man.
Just Drew Dober was a fucking...
Drew Dober's a fucking unit, dude. Drew Dober's a tough guy.
Yeah. Wait, is Jake Matthews fighting this weekend?
Don't think so.
Wait, are you sure?
No.
Well, did he get pulled off the card?
Let me have a look for you.
I'm
Just,
sure he's
just wait, young man. What did you say, Jake Matthews?
Yeah.
It's not on the card.
Cancelled?
Was never on the card. I mean, it doesn't look like he
December
was ever
18th,
on.
isn't that what they said?
Mate, I'm fucking telling you. Oh, Jake Matthews is on the card.
Oh,
Yeah,
look at the
Matt
state
Semmelsberger.
of this leech. Doesn't care about the sport. Doesn't care about who's fighting. Just wants his headlines. Just wants his clickbait to
Just
make
give me the fucking
money
views.
off the fighters. You fucking look at me when I talk to you. You piece of absolute scum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me and Dana, we sit in the office and we go, if these idiots are too stupid to unionize, fuck them. That's what we do.
Which
I
hoe are you
think-
texting? You're always texting hoes during our fucking filming.
I'm not. It's just my phone. So I'm just so popular, mate. I just get fucking.
Wait, what's your background?
As soon as I held it up, I was like, oh.
Wait, show me again.
It's
Don't change it now. Is that your fight? Hey, no! You see, that's Izzy's background as well. It's of him in his last fight. So I guess you guys have that in common. Is that to like what's it called? Remind you that you're a warrior or something?
No, you just open it and leave it on the bar next to the bird, so she looks down and sees it.
Okay.
Don't even worry about
Is that you?
Yeah.
Excuse me.
It was
Excuse me,
cheetah
sir.
print.
Is
Yes,
that
it was
you?
cheetah print. Yeah, cheetah print. Yeah.
Is that you landing that huge right hand? Oh,
Yeah. And
Is
if
it
you
you?
want love, I'll fist you.
oh yeah. Can I just open my fucking legs and you just throw that huge haymaker right into my gaping hole?
Oh. My axe wound.
Yuck. Admit it,
Oh,
like-
speaking of Fanny on a corner, so I went to watch Adele the other day, right? Singing sensation, she was great. And in the show, she comes out into the audience and like starts talking to people and stuff. And she's walking along. There's a woman from England there, and she was like, "Oh, hey, where are you from?" And the woman was like, "Kent." She's like, "Oh, it's so nice to meet you." And then she goes, she's like, "Do you have a favorite memory?" And the woman from England, who's like 60, just goes, "I lost my virginity to my bicycle." It's like, okay.
What did Adele say?
She was like, she said, she went, "I'm sorry." She went, "The seat went up your vagina." And the woman was like, "Yeah." And she went, "Oh, bloody hell." And then she walked off. It was wild.
This is another day in Kent. It's a quiet little
Where
stroll.
I'm from. Where I'm
Okay,
from.
let's run through Strickland Cannonier real quick. How does that fight play out?
I think that fight is going to be where Strickland basically better be on his game for 25 minutes or Cannonier could hit him and knock him out.
Yeah, sounds about accurate. Sounds about
Do you know what I
accurate,
mean?
yeah.
Especially with Sean's upright style, and he's a bit slow and methodical, we'll say. I think Cannonier might just spark him.
Yeah. Even just the leg kicks alone. Cannonier throws.
It's true that, yeah. I mean, like
Boy.
Sean's stance is not adapted.
I don't
to
know.
the-
Sean was just fucked. Like, he had a motorcycle accident, which is why he stands like that.
Yeah.
But then instead he became a better fighter after his accident, even though that's a stance and that's how he fights. But yeah, he can't stand any other way because of the surgeries he's had. But yeah, I feel like unless he's just fighting like a pure boxer or literally a striker. Yeah, but who else is on
We'll
there? Bobby Green. Yeah, so
Bobby
Jake
Green did
Matthews.
a sick fight.
I am really excited to watch Jake Matthews fight. The improvement he
Matthews is
made
great.
from his last fight and the fight before that, it was like he was a completely new fighter. So sharp, so fast, throwing hands.
Yeah. He was fucking
He
savage.
looked. So yeah, I'm really excited to watch him, even though you didn't think he was in the card. As long as you got your pound of flesh, of content. That's all you care about, isn't it? Mm?
Yeah. Just
if you hold that black dildo to your mouth, it looks kind of like my penis.
As soon as they come out of the cage, I go, get the fuck out of here. Get the next one in. You know, that's all I get. Yeah. I'm at the apex going,
I'll see you next week, brother.
Cheers, bro. Peace.